Hey, it's the Tuesday. I'm Ultra David.
I'm James Chen.
What?
How's everybody going? No, you sound tired like I feel right now.
Oh yeah, totally. It was an exhausting weekend. We went to South by Southwest, which was a blast.
Yes.
And we'll talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
But it was definitely very tiring. And I thought I was sick. Do you recall this?
Yeah.
So we're flying home. I really thought I was sick. And there was this poor stewardess who was like, we were in the back of a small plane, and she had to sit right next to me. Yeah, that's the way the plane was configured. And when she first heard me cough or sneeze or something, she was like, "You better not be sick, because I'm going on vacation tomorrow." I felt all bad. I was like, "You're definitely going to be sick."
Right.
But actually, I think I was just really, really tired.
Really tired. Like, maybe allergies.
Maybe I get allergies sometimes, and it doesn't usually happen. But that actually might have been what it was.
Okay.
So
cool. Well, I'm glad to hear you're not sick.
Yeah.
Because that makes me happy right now.
Exactly.
And on the plane. And the whole trip.
I know.
So
yeah.
It's good. It's good.
So we'll talk about South by Southwest Street Fighter 4 results. We will also talk about the 9 states tournament results in Japan, and then there's a host of game tech sort of news that we'll get to in SF4 and lots of MK news and
yeah.
And various tournament news. So anyway, but let's start out with South by.
Sure. So South by Southwest was this weekend. Really cool event put on by Twitch and South by Southwest Gaming, essentially. And it was 16 players invited from around the world for a round robin, 2 groups of round robin, 8 players each, and the top 4 from each group got into the 8-man bracket that was played on Sunday until the champion was crowned. And I didn't know what to expect kind of going into the event and stuff like that, because it was kind of, short notice-ish.
It was.
Right? Yeah, it was just like, oh, by the way, here's this event and everything like that.
Right.
But honestly, it turned out awesome. I had a great time.
I entirely agree. Yeah, it was a really good event. Just to talk about the format, which you mentioned, I really like the format.
Yeah.
Most invitationals are just a bracket. And some are just round robin,
right? And
they're like really long first sevens or whatever. And this was the mix of the two, and I felt like that was the best. I really liked the fact that it was round robin between these 2 groups, and not everybody makes it,
right?
But that each person has a long chance. It's not the case that you get matched up against the 2 best players, unfortunately you're out.
Right.
You really have a chance to make it into the finals day, and even once you do, there's still double elim. It's just that it's not as long or kind of drawn out as some formats, and it's not as capricious as like a short form bracket. So I really like the format.
Yeah, I know a lot of people are like, oh, for this invitational, you shouldn't make it 2 out of 3. But in this case, I thought it worked fine because
it was great.
It was to go from a pool into a bracket, and then you had plenty of chances.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? If it was 2 out of 3 and you were eliminated out of a tournament from a double elimination, I can kind of understand some people complaining about it, but you had 7 people to fight, and if you did well enough, you would still get into this bracket, which you had more matches to fight. And I don't know. I think it also kind of added a little bit more tension to it. You know what I mean? Because the thing about long sets, the hardest thing about long sets is that if it's lopsided, it stops becoming exciting towards the end.
Sure.
In a 2 out of 3 format, it's always kind of tense.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Because they can always rattle 2 off in a row. So I thought that was kind of neat. I really enjoyed the format. I thought it was really well done. I thought all the players, they chose were good players and everything. So I don't know. It was just a really good time. Not to mention, Austin's weather was beautiful.
Oh, we picked a good weekend.
Well, the South by Southwest gods were smiling upon them. Let's just put it that way.
Apparently the week previous was really, really cold. But no, it was great. And it's always nice to be in Austin. I've been there a few times and always have a really fun time when I'm there.
Yeah.
So. The players were in Group A, LPN, K-Brad, Momochi, PR Balrog, Sanford Kelly, Snake Eyes, Tokido, and Shen. And in Group B were Daigo, Gamer B, Hamad, Justin, Kazunoko, Knuckledew, Ricky, and Ryan Hart. So yeah, that's quite a lineup, for sure.
Did you actually have the results of
each pool?
Yeah,
I do. I'll have you know.
Cool.
In Group A, the qualifiers were E.G. Momochi with Ken, Mad Catz Tokido with Akuma, Razor Shen with...
What was their scores?
Oh, sure.
Right.
Momochi was 6-1, 6-1, and plus 10 in games. Tokido was 6-1 and plus 7.
Okay.
Shen was 5-2 and plus 4, and then PR Balrog was the last qualifier. He was 4-3 and plus 1.
Okay.
So he was the last one in there. In Group B, Kazunoko swept it. He went 7-0. He was plus 13. He lost one game in the group stage, I recall that. Daigo was 5-2, plus 6. Gamer B was 5-2. He was plus 4. And then Justin Wong squeaked in.
Mm-hmm.
He was 3-4 overall, 3 wins, 4 losses, and -2 in games.
And guess who also was that exact same score?
That was Hamad, 3-4 and -2. And so as a result, they had this tiebreaker because they were tied.
Play an extra match, yeah.
Yeah, and it was really exciting. It was just an exciting match, and it was like that was the end of the Saturday day. It was just like an excellent way to finish things out. It was really nice.
It's just crazy because it felt kind of like classic Justin too, because it just looked like he was gonna lose. Like, so he lost the first game, I believe, and then the next 2 games, it just looked like he was gonna get beaten.
Right.
And then he would make this crazy comeback, and then the next game, it looked like he was about to lose, and then he just made this crazy comeback, and so yeah, he squeezed in there, and that was really cool. So.
And don't forget the way that even happened was that Hamad forced it by taking a game off Daigo.
That's right. Yeah.
He took the first game off of Daigo, and if he had won, if he had beaten Daigo outright, he would have just qualified. But I mean, that's pretty tough to do. He didn't do it, so he had to tie with Justin. They had to break it. So.
And I mean, it's really interesting because I mean, obviously, you know, people probably want us to talk a little bit about some of the players and stuff like that. So I'm sure a lot of people want to know our opinion on some of the new faces in there, like Hamad and LPN, right?
Sure.
I mean, Hamad brought it.
Hamad brought it.
He really brought it, and I really liked his attitude towards the whole thing. When I first talked to him, you know, I think he lost his first match, and I was talking to him afterwards, and he was kind of grumbling about that or something like that. And I was like, yeah, you know what? You're going to get nervous because it's a stage, and, you know, you haven't been in this environment before. And he just looked at me, and he was like, I'm not even scared. Like, I'm not scared of any of these buddies. Like, I know I can beat all of them. And so I was like, okay, this is good. This is good. I really like that personality. And he really showed it. And interesting enough, the cool thing about, one of my favorite things about this tournament is we got to hang out with a lot of these guys. So I actually got to hang out with Hamad a bunch during the course of the weekend. You did as well. And you know, he's a really funny guy. He's a really cool guy. Sure. So, yeah. So it was really cool hanging out with him.
I agree. It was really nice to see him in there. Look, some of the players, I guess LPN, probably the most notable. He went 0-7.
Right.
And there was some grumbling about whether he should have been there. I really think it's good that he was there. I really like that. I want, we've talked about this last week, but I really want invitationals to not just be one set of people.
The same people.
And always the same people. That would be really
again.
boring, I think.
Yeah.
And on top of that, it's kind of like against the spirit of the fighting game community. I'm okay with there being the invitational now and then.
Yes.
But I want it. Don't want it to lose its roots in openness, in the open format. And even though it's an inherently closed format, you can keep it relatively open by inviting different players. So I think that's really good that LPN was there for those reasons.
Dude, do you follow Ancient FGC Text?
Yeah, I do.
Dude, he retweeted a bunch of stuff today from discussions, and some of the stuff he retweeted today was like, I really hope it doesn't only become invitationals, because I would hate to see the same people. It was like from 98 or something like that. And all this dude, that guy he finds text that's so topical.
That's amazing.
It's ridiculous. That's why I love that Twitter account.
Yeah.
But he was tweeting stuff like, I hope not everything becomes invitation. I'd hate to see the same people over and over and over again.
That's amazing.
It's really funny. Yeah, I was just like, what the heck? How do you find these things?
How were there even invitationals back then?
Yeah, I know. Like, how would anyone even want to talk about that? What was the context?
Right, exactly. I don't remember any.
Yeah.
Anyway, you know, he lost a lot, but he's a talented player.
Yes.
And 0-7 is not really indicative of his max potential. It's just, this is a situation that he hadn't been in before, and he had a different take on it than Hamad did, right? He was much more excited to be there and thankful to be there.
Sad part was I saw a tweet of his, but right when he got there, he's like, "I'm super excited. I'm so honored to be invited.
Right.
Like, I've never been to something like this and stuff like that. And right when I saw that, I was like, ooh, okay, he might be in trouble here because he's a little too happy, you know what I mean? A little too like, hey, you know what I mean? Like, you don't want to be happy that you were just invited. You want to destroy people, kind of thing, you know what I mean? And that's where what Hamad said really stuck out to me. So, but like you said, I mean, it's so unfair to judge LPN on this invitational because let's face it, this is 16. I mean, not counting the person there, but you have 15 of the greatest opponents that you have to fight in the world, right? It's easy to go 0-7 here. You know?
Well, of course.
Like, these guys are ridiculous players,
of
right?
Course.
So if you're kind of in this environment, even if you're just a fraction of a step behind everybody else, you know, even if it's not even gameplay-wise, if it's just experience-wise, you're going to go 0-7. It would have happened to a lot of players. In fact, K-Brad almost went 0-7. Knuckle-Doo almost went 0-7. And these are all fantastic players, right? We've seen how good Knuckle-Doo can play already.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean...
Yeah, Ricky went 1-6.
Yeah, exactly. So Ricky only won one more game than LPN did. So...
And, you know, I talked with LPN afterward, and he used a bunch of characters in the tournament, right? Mm-hmm. We were having dinner afterward, and and I asked him, you know, when are you going to main 2 characters? And he was like, yeah, you know, this weekend has been really good. I've learned a lot.
Right.
I was already thinking about, you know, which 2 to pick and all. So, you know, we'll see.
Yeah.
I like that.
And again, you know, even though it wasn't the debut he wanted, I'm glad he got the publicity. You know what I mean? And like a lot of people I already see in chats, you know, people are talking about Hamad and stuff like that. Those are the kind of opportunities that I want to afford these players. And whether or not it went well or not, I feel like that this can fuel LPN's fire. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like you said, he's like, I really need to pick 2 characters. Because up to this point, everyone he's playing, he's probably beating up pretty badly and able to swap around characters and just be kind of like, and have fun. But having had this experience, this kind of event, maybe he's like, okay, I need to really, you know, tighten the belt and go for it now. And I think that's exciting. I think that's cool.
For sure. Okay, so let's talk about who got the top 8 and so forth in the whole thing, overall.
Yeah,
top 8.
Actually, that's a really good line there from El Madara in chat, where the FGC basically is like, results or die. That's really how it is in here. Like, the 1 minute you do well, everyone's like, you're amazing, and then all of a sudden you have a bad streak, and then all of a sudden everyone's like, you're terrible. So, you know, hopefully LPN sees it like that and doesn't take a lot of the critiques too seriously.
Oh, I don't think he cares about that.
Okay, good.
Yeah. So, 7th place, EGPR Balrog with Barlog and Evil Ryu. Then also 7th was Shen with Elena, Poison, and Dalsum. Did he not use Gen at all?
I don't think he did.
Maybe he didn't.
I don't think he did, actually.
I didn't notice that at the time.
Not top 8, I don't think. Did he even use him in the...
Let's see.
Round robin?
Yeah, he did in the round robin. Yeah, he did. According to SRK.
Okay.
5th places were Mad Catz Daigo with Evil Ryu and Justin Wong, E.G. Justin, with Rufus and Rose. 4th place was Mad Catz Tokido with Akuma. 3rd place was Avermedia Gamer B with Adon and Elena. 2nd place overall was Kazunoko Yun, and winner of the whole thing, to nobody's surprise, the man of the year apparently is E.G. Momochi with Ken.
I know, doesn't it feel like 2015 is already the year of Momochi?
It really does. I just don't see anybody getting ahead of him.
Yeah,
it's and we talked with some of the players there, and they kind of felt the same way. They weren't really sure what to do.
Dude, did you see Kazunoko's tweets?
Yeah.
Dude, one of his first tweets after the event was over was Momochi ... And then like the next tweet was, can I please go to an event that Momochi is not at? Kazunoko, who went 7-0, lost 1 game in his group, and just basically beat up on everybody, is so frustrated by Momochi. Even before the match started, he was like,
that's right.
Like his head was in his hands. And I've never seen him look so frustrated. Normally he just has this blank expression while he's tearing you to pieces.
Yeah.
And then when he had to fight Momochi, he just looked completely crestfallen. It was amazing. So Momochi, dude. I don't know what to say, dude. That guy.
He's just really good. Yeah, he's he's maximizing everything that he can do. It seems. I don't like I said. I talked with some of the players, and they just didn't know what to do. A lot of the times when somebody beats you, there are things that you can look at, and you're like, well, overall, I could do this, and I would be more consistent, or whatever it is. He made a mistake here. You know, you can take advantage of it next time. With Momochi, I mean, certainly not all of his mix-ups worked out, but like I feel like that's all you could really say is like, well, next time I'll try to guess better. Really? I don't know what else. I feel like that's it. Like,
yeah. No, I kind of.
But I don't know. I mean, it's something that people will have to look at, and I'd like to do the same and just sort of watch a lot of Momochi vids and see if there's anything to identify. But
I mean, one of the things is too. It's really funny because the tech that he used in the tournament, right? A lot of people started making a big deal out of it afterwards, right?
Yeah.
Because it really kind of started with Dominion tweeting out like, guys, look at this video that Momochi put out in December of last year that described exactly what he was doing the whole entire tournament. So it's not like he didn't already kind of like give everybody the information and everything like that. So I hadn't even seen that video. I hadn't watched that video at all. And so actually what I want to do later on is like just kind of want to analyze it, try it on stream here, see how hard it is to do. I've been thinking a lot about it and stuff and trying to come up with like easier ways to do it and all these things like that, and maybe ways to counter it, but we'll get into that a little bit later.
Sure.
But it's not like Momochi's not giving people the information.
No, you're right.
And not only that, I can totally see now why Momochi rates Akuma as S. Because he has the hit confirmable 2-hit uppercut that you could backdash out of, like Ken, right?
Right.
So he can do the tech, but unlike Ken, you know, I guess he just thinks he's overall better than Ken, and he has this tech as well. So if you look at his tier list, all the high placing people are the characters that have invincible uppercuts,
right? Because
of this. So I think he's literally saying, if you have this tech, you're one of the best characters.
Dan, what to do? It's Dan's time. Probably not.
There we go.
Probably not. Yeah, I was thinking about applying that to grapplers. I feel like that could be pretty annoying as a grappler player.
I wonder how you could do that.
Yeah, you can do it. It's the same way. I mean, we'll talk about the tech later, but you could just do pile driver instead. It's like,
yeah, I guess it's true.
It's not that different. Anyway, overall, Momochi dominant. Kazunoko, the top three, Kazunoko, Gamer B, and Momochi. I just felt like we're clearly the top three of the weekend.
Can I take a moment to talk about Gamer B?
Gamer B.
So happy for him. He played so well, but he kind of made a similar mistake to LPN. That by the time he got into winners finals, I think he got a little too happy.
He was a little coasty. He was coasting a little bit.
He was like, I've defeated 2 of my demons. I made it this far. Yeah. I feel happy. And then he just lost 2 in a row right there. And
that's true, but I really feel like part of why he made winners finals was that he did get that big win over Daigo.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Which he hadn't done before. It was the first time. So.
And Tokido, I think.
And Tokido, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And then he also knocked Kazunoko in the losers bracket.
That's right. Yeah. So he had just had a great weekend. Nice recovery for him from what happened in
DreamHack.
End of December, losing and not making Capcom Cup.
So. Yeah, I mean, I joke about him being a little too happy, but I definitely think that in December last year it was the exact opposite. He put too much pressure on himself.
Yeah, agreed.
And as a result, he was just so wound up about it, and it just made it so that it was hard for him to play properly. So I was glad to see that he came to this event having a lot more fun. He had like 2 or 3 months to sit back and think about things and stuff like that, and he even said during the interviews and stuff like that that he's like way more calm about things now and just wants to have fun again, and I think that's really cool, and it really did show.
And effective.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, and honestly, another thing that is making him do good is that he does have a second character.
Yeah,
adding Elena really helped him a lot.
I definitely agree with that. Still think that there are only a few characters that can really get by without having a secondary. It's a rarity in SF4 right now. Some players did worse than they wanted. Certainly, I feel like foremost among them is probably Snake Eyes. He started the second day undefeated.
3-0.
Yeah, and then he lost 4 in a row. His remaining 4 matches.
So he went 3-4.
He went 3-4 overall and did not qualify. He looked so good Friday, and not terrible Saturday, but not good enough.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm sure that's a big disappointment for him.
I know Knuckle Dew wasn't happy.
Knuckle Dew
with
very
his performance.
disappointed.
Yeah.
Yeah, Knuckle Dew. He is a quiet guy in general, but man, after that, at dinner afterward, hard to get any words out of him. Really, yeah. We were talking on LPN and Crackfing was there, and we were all talking about characters and stuff, and I was even bringing up Guile and like expecting Knuckle Dew to like chime in. He's like right here, like we're talking about like Guile and DiCaprio, and he like barely talked. So he did a little bit, but you could tell that he was just really affected by it, and as he's eating, like he's just like not really paying attention.
Right. Yeah.
It was sad. So he's a really talented player, and he's done really well in some international things. He's had a lot of success in the big international things. Capcom Cup and the year before even, and
TFC he eliminated Peppadai.
There you go.
Like
yeah, it's just he I don't know what the deal was, but it didn't go how he wanted certainly.
Yeah, I know K-Brad was also really upset because he basically beat Snake Eyes and dropped.
That's right.
He had an execution error. He basically beat Momochi, but dropped his Fierce Link with Cammy, and as a result died from that. He would have been the only person maybe since December to beat Momochi in anything. And keep in mind that the only person that I can remember who have beaten Momochi is Ryan Hart. He put him in loser's bracket, so...
Well, Tokido beat Momochi this weekend.
Oh, that's right, he did. He did take him out one game, right? So, yeah. Oh, that's right, in the round robin. That's right, yeah. Oh, right. Okay, now I understand the look. I understand, so...
anything else about South by? Hope it happens next year. Hey, if it does happen next year, try to advertise a little bit earlier.
Yeah. Oh, and okay, that is one thing I want to mention, though. Shout outs to the entire production team. I think that Level Up did a fantastic job. So Level Up team Vi was there, and Jimmy Shinjin was there, and they did a fantastic job. They had technology that we had access to that was just like as commentators, like we had been begging for these kind of things forever, and we got it there, and I was just like...
They had this thing, and this is going to sound so stupid to everybody, but we were so hyped for it.
I know.
They have this little box that you could press a button on it, said cough, and you would press it, and you were muted. And so you could cough or sniffle or whatever, which I did a lot on Sunday. Well, actually, you did a little bit too. And then
I used it when I was just drinking and crushing ice. Like I was...
Right.
I didn't have to move the microphone at all.
Yeah. Like if I saw James was talking about something and I had to sneeze, I just all right. Like normally we would like take the little microphone and like put it away, so like you can't hear it really. But all you gotta do is press that little button.
I know, dude.
And then there was another button that was even cooler. That button you press and you would talk directly to the person operating the stream, who was Jimmy, and the stream itself could not hear you. Only Jimmy could hear you.
Finally, we can talk to the stream people.
So we could just talk to the stream people and just be as you're talking, I would talk to Jimmy. I'd be like, can you get the brackets up after this? Like put the graphics. The bracket graphic up, or like, do you know whether when it's going to turn into 3 out of 5?
Right.
Stuff like that we never figure out unless we just say on stream, well, I don't know if it's 3 out of 5 yet or not. If somebody could let me know,
or try to type it into a chat thing or something like that.
Right.
Like if we have that.
Right.
But, dude. Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
really
and then you
crazy.
have to hope the person's like paying attention to Skype at that exact moment.
Right.
Or like I really had to take a whiz, right? While we were, because basically I was really tired and I drank too much coffee, which happens.
Yes, absolutely.
And I was sniffling a lot anyway, and so I really had to take a pee break. And sometimes there's just nothing to be done, and I just have to deal with it or run off stage, as I ended up doing the second time. But the first time I had to take a whiz, I just told Jimmy, I was like, look, dude, are there any breaks coming up while you're talking? And he was like, actually, we don't have any scheduled anytime soon. And I was like, really appreciate it if we could take one soon, because I really have to go to the bathroom. And he was like, oh, no problem. We'll take a break after this. You guys. that is so big.
Dude, it's so funny too because I mean that's a little bit behind the scenes as well about why they do take breaks every once in a while because seriously, like I need to eat something or drink something or take a whiz. You need to take a whiz or eat or whatever like that. It's helpful because it's hard commentating like 90 matches in a row with no breaks. So, but no, I mean outside of just for us, like I just felt like the entire stream went really well. The production value was really good.
Yeah.
Like you could really see, like they have, it's like a step above because like Vi is literally on stage the whole time, like directing, like he's actually like camera pointing the camera, getting everyone to stand here and do. It's really nice. They're doing an awesome job. So really cool. And not only that, but I heard the stream peaked at around 25,000 people for a brand new Twitch channel with no followers. That is super impressive. Like they pretty much hadn't ever really used the channel before, so that was really impressive.
Yeah, that's cool.
I was glad to hear about that. So,
and we met people there. I met a few people there who didn't know that the event was happening, and they just went to South by Southwest because they were going to South by Southwest.
Yeah. And
they happened to see that. They're like, lo and behold, there's this fighting game tournament going on. it just wasn't advertised as well as it could have been. So I'm impressed that it got that many.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
And the crowd was really cool.
The crowd was great.
Yeah, and seriously, yeah, it's just weird to see so many people like I didn't even know this was going on.
There were a lot.
I saw Justin Wong and all this stuff like that.
Yeah.
And somebody actually, two things is that one, we're not blowing up Spooky at all, dude. Spooky is the best person in the world. Just because we talk nice about one doesn't mean we're saying anything mean about anyone else. I know it's chat. They're probably just joking about it, but Spooky is the best, literally the best, right? So, yeah. But also, we were piped into the audience again. What did you think about that?
I thought we did a lot better.
Yeah,
I really did.
Because we didn't care anymore. We just said, you know what, we're going to talk about whatever.
And I kind of felt bad about that. I actually forgot to talk with Shen about this later. But I spoke with Shen before he fought against Snake Eyes, if I recall correctly. And he wasn't yet sure. This was like 2 minutes before they were going to play.
Right.
He wasn't yet sure whether he was going to go with Elena or Sagat. And so we start commentating when they sit down. And I was just like, whatever. And I just said that. Meanwhile, like Shen's sitting right there, like 5 feet, like 10 feet this way, and like Snake Eyes is like 5 feet away from him on the other side of the table. But I was just like, well, I know Shen is gonna go with either Sagat or Elena, and I felt bad about saying that kind of thing at Capcom Cup, but this time I was just like, I'm doing it. If he thinks it sucks, he'll tell me.
Right.
I forgot, like I said, I forgot to talk with him about it afterward. I'd like to do that, but just to see what he thinks, or if he even was paying attention.
Yeah.
Maybe he wasn't.
Right.
Anyway, but yeah, I don't know. I felt more comfortable.
Yeah. I mean,
there's definitely stuff to improve on.
Yeah, I definitely felt like I really kind of took to heart what you said before. It was like, it's really going to be almost impossible for us to point out things that they already didn't notice. In these invitational kind of scenarios. Cause
they're so much better than like I ever was at fighting games.
Yeah,
so what am I going to point out?
I mean, it'll be a problem if we're piped into a crowd on a regular tournament during pools. With some not so great players coming up in there, because then we'd be like, well, he better stop jumping.
No, you're right.
You know, that kind of thing, right? But when we're talking to a lot of these people, you know, half the time we say these suggestions and then they do the opposite and win, and then we're like, oh, well, okay.
Yeah, again, like we're not so good.
Right. We're just good at talking and describing things.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, no, I actually thought we did pretty decently with the piping into the crowd thing, because we consciously really just said, you know what, let's just commentate like we normally do. And a lot of people in the audience really enjoyed it too. So a lot of the people were like, I saw one tweet, he was like, you know, it was just as cool live as it was watching stream, you know. And
that's nice. You know, that's nice. So. Again, there's definitely stuff to improve on. Like, we could definitely ham it up to the crowd better.
We suck at that.
We're bad at that.
We're
getting better, but I feel like we're still bad.
We didn't even think about doing it until, Raph, you know, he's another one of those up-and-coming commentators, right? Yeah. He's really good at this.
Houston dude.
Like, he literally tweeted us. It was like, you guys should play to the crowd more, because there's a live crowd here.
Yeah.
And I was like, Yeah.
This was like Sunday.
Yeah.
After 2 days.
Yeah, exactly.
We hadn't figured it out. So, no, we got to do better than that. We were not good. Anyway, we'll figure it out. We'll work on it.
Yeah, for sure.
We'll work on it.
But yeah, overall, great event and everything.
It was good.
So. Okay. Okay. Well, I guess we'll take a quick break. When we come back, I do want to take like maybe 15 minutes to experiment through this Momochi tech if you want. So.
Do you want to talk about
the 9 states?
Thing?
Do you want to do 9 states first and then Momochi tech?
Yeah, let's do that. I'd rather just.
Okay, yeah, no problem. Other events will be future events then, I guess, and we'll just talk about 9 states. So.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, so big tournament in Japan. Lots of really top Japanese players there. Some of them were at South by, but a lot of the other ones were at this thing. Lots of really good players.
Yeah.
Lots of different characters, and lots of Japan was represented, areas. But on top of that, there were a couple of Korean players. Well, a few Korean players, more than just a couple. There was a pretty good showing. So there was a 5-on-5 team tournament that Team Korea ended up winning, which is good stuff. That's Punko, DB Koopa. Isn't he an American player?
Is he?
I don't know. Maybe I got that wrong.
I know there's Koopa in NorCal.
Yeah.
Which is Koopa.
So was this?
Oh, is it? Was that him? That's
I don't know. Maybe
that's Kelvin's brother?
No.
It wasn't Kelvin's brother. It was Kim's brother. Kim's brother is Koopa. Kim 1 2 3 4.
I don't think I knew that.
Yeah, they're actually siblings. So.
Well, anyway, I don't have anything more to add there. That's cool though. I didn't know that. Hyde, Buffy, Big Danmal, and Infiltration.
Okay.
And then second place was, I think, all Japanese. Pugera, Ibuki, Sekigan Ryu with Ryu, Pepe de Fuerte, Michael Tan Ken, and Dunhill Sakura.
Nice.
As far as the main thing, so top 8 was Mizuteru with Blanca. That's pretty cool. Kindo with Guy. Gachikun with Sagat. Nishikin Blanca. Wow, 2 Blancas? I only saw a few matches from this because obviously we were at South by, we couldn't really watch it live. Inko Rufus, then Yubiken Shiro. Speaking of Kim 1 2 3 4.
Oh yeah, Yubiken. Oh, by the way,
Yubiken.
Someone in the chat says that DB Koopa is a Yun from Korea.
Okay.
That he also got top 8 at Korea qualifiers last Capcom Cup. So it's a different one.
Cool, man. All right. Anyway, so Shiro, Abel, then second place was Punko with Seth and Fuerte, and then Infiltration won the whole thing with DiCaprio and Akuma.
Yeah, I mean, obviously a lot of the top Japanese players were at South by Southwest, right? So
yeah, I mean, look, like Momochi was there, Kazunoko, Daigo, okay.
Tokido.
No, you're right. You're right. But a lot of other really good Japanese players were there. And even like some players who didn't show up on this list, like Itabashi Gief got 9th, Mise Makoto also 9th, Anton Gokin was 9th, Akimo Elena was 13th, Pepidai was 13th. Hagijin, I heard, Gief player, I heard did not even make it out of pools.
Really?
Yeah.
Holy crap. Okay.
I don't know what happened, but like I said, I didn't get to see, but dang. So that's pretty impressive. But nevertheless, the top 2 were Korean players. That's impressive.
I mean,
right? I mean, it is.
No, it absolutely is. And it's continuing Punko's streak. Punko is playing great right now because he won Abuget, and now here he is at second place. And I'm happy for him. And this is with the set that a lot of people were like doom and gloom about, right? So, it's really cool.
Yeah. I'm really happy to see that he's still using Fuerte. I just feel like that fits him so well.
Did he use Fuerte during
it says that It says that he did.
Cool,
Seth Fuerte lists him as, so I guess he did.
Yeah, the only character, honestly, right now that the whole doom and gloom army went out for right now that might actually be starting to come true, and this is really unfortunate, is Sagat.
Yeah?
Sagat is getting kind of bad. Like,
I mean, Gachikin's got 5th place.
I know Ryan Hart was complaining about it, and Ryan Hart told me that since 1.04 came out, like, he told me that he was talking to Daigo about this. Like, Daigo has basically said Bonchan has never beaten him again.
What happened to Sagat? I don't remember.
Well, maybe it was just Ultra. Maybe once Ultra came out, He just said that
Really?
basically Bonchain can't beat Daigo anymore.
I mean, Bonchain got second at Evo.
Right. So I don't know.
So I mean,
I don't know what time frame Ryan is referring
fair enough,
to. I don't know, but he just told me recently. Yeah. Which one was the one where he got the high Tiger nerf? The slower.
That was Ultra.
That was just Ultra.
I believe.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know, because I mean, like most of the Sagat players have stopped playing him. I know Sanford's been having problems with the character. Ryan Hart's been having problems with the characters, but I don't know. I haven't seen Bonchain at a lot of recent at an event recently, so who knows? So it might just be Ryan Hart really just extolling the pain and suffering of Sagat players.
Yeah,
as players of the characters tend to do.
I mean, he's not like a top tier character. Mm-hmm. There's no doubt about that. Anyway, I'm just really impressed. I have to go back and watch some of the matches. I've only seen. Let me say what I saw was Darui Dalsim beating entire teams.
I didn't watch that yet.
I watched it. It was so good.
Really?
He had such control. Let me tell you what he did even. So he was playing against I want to say it was Nishiki and Blanca, and very common Dalsim thing is back short, then a little short slide, and you buffered into flame.
Right.
And if the opponent hits a button, then your counter hit crouching short combos into flame.
Okay.
Right. So very very common setup. And so as somebody playing against a sim who does that, you block low because you don't want to get hit. So what he did was back short after establishing that, back in the corner, back short, overhead, super. He comboed the Dalsim overhead.
Wait, we were literally just joking about how useless and how that would never happen.
Yes, we
and
were.
That you would never want to spend the meter to do the overhead.
It's good damage if you can get it. It's just that how do you open somebody up as Dalsim to get an overhead? It's so slow. There's no range. It's like 30 damage.
Is it a link or is it a buffer?
It's a link.
Oh, it is a link. So you actually just go boom and then confirm into super.
Correct.
Oh, damn.
Correct.
Okay.
So it's pretty good. It's just.
Yeah, like previous to
like
this,
a lot of Dalsim things,
it's
pretty good, but like how do you do it?
But he found a way.
But he did it.
Dude, that's amazing.
He was really good. Dude, that team had Inko Rufus. It had Shiro Abel. It had Cabot's Viper. It had
that is an amazing team.
Like Itabashi Geef. There was one last player who we beat, but like they were all anti-Dalsim characters. Maybe not Geef so much, but all the rest were anti-Geef or anti-Dalsim.
And he beat them all, huh?
And he beat them all.
Not bottom tier.
And like these are players who got top 8. Right? Oh, it was Nishiki and Blanca was the last one.
What? He beat a Blanca?
He beat a Blanca. Again, 3 of those players made top 8. So
that's crazy, dude. Hey, there you go, man. Dalsim no longer bottom tier.
No longer.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I only watched a tiny bit one night before I went to sleep. I was just watching a little bit. I don't even remember what I saw because I was kind of falling asleep at the time. So, but I'll definitely have to go check some of the archives for that.
Yeah, for sure. Did you want to talk about the commentary?
I haven't heard any of it, so I can't really say anything about it. To be honest with you,
honestly.
I mean, a lot of people were saying that during the grand finals, it was frustrating because Z was really more just commenting on how sad the Japanese players were that the Koreans made top 2, made grand finals, and he wasn't actually commentating the match. So I don't know. I'd have to watch it to actually have any sort of commentary on the commentary. So
the stuff that I saw, those Darui sets were Infiltration and I don't remember who else.
Okay.
And look, Infiltration, he knows English now, but it's like not a ton.
Right.
He's not going to provide like in-depth English commentary. Anyway, I don't know.
Okay.
I'm really happy to see Japan have tournaments like this.
Yeah, absolutely.
Please do more.
Yeah, absolutely.
So many good players there.
Cool. Okay, so do you want to just take a break and we come back? We can do some Momochi tech exploration.
Sure.
Okay, we'll be right back, guys.